Hey there, Libra. This is Royal Blue here to give you your 3-card reading for today, January 31st, 2021. And the energy for your reading is Roots of Abundance. Roots of Abundance. All right, let's see what Roots of Abundance has to say to you. This card is about being stabilized by deep roots, anchoring yourself and feeling secure in your life, trust and belief in abundance, knowing that it can come to you, it can happen for you. All right, this card signals you to pay attention to how you are anchored in the story of your life. Trust that you will be taken care of. The world is full of limitless potential and will nourish you according to your beliefs, regardless of temporary outer conditions. You are not a victim of life. Life happens for you, not to you, even if you sometimes slip into that way of thinking. If you are grounded and eternally steadfast, nothing can uproot you, and you have the ability to manifest your intentions with ease. The message here is simple. Your life is safe and secure, and your intentions are coming to fruition. All your hopes and dreams are firmly grounded and taking root so that you can reach for the stars in your life and expand your dreams further than you can imagine. Everything in the material world is a reflection of your interior world. You are unstoppable and unshakable because you believe that you are abundant. Know that you can easily move from merely surviving to thriving when you pay attention to staying grounded. If you find yourself in ungrounded thinking, now is the time for radical trust. Growth never follows a straight line. You will manifest what you need when you need it. A tall, healthy tree doesn't need to hold onto the ground for dear life. It knows it will not fly away with the wind because its roots are planted deep in the earth. And abundance is planted deep in you. You have to know that. You have to believe and trust that. All right, let's see what your first card is. And you have temptation. Temptation. Let's see what temptation has to say to you. Through this card, addictions and self-limiting behaviors are being addressed. This is a time when you or someone else in your life may be placing too much emphasis on the material, physical world and its pleasures. Even though we're all born connected to the divine source, we have a tendency to pull away from what was once natural. When we become disconnected from spirit, the source that once nourished us is often replaced with a different supply or substitute. Some people substitute cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, sex, women, men, whatever tickles your fancy that you can be tempted by. So, in other words, the connection is then forged with food, alcohol, nicotine, I just said that, codependency to someone, or even work. Many of us spend our lives trying to fill the void that was created when the link to the divine was broken. The temptation card is calling you to take a hard look at your life. Learn to embrace your fears and all of your doubts so that every situation in your life becomes a learning experience. Gaining knowledge that the physical world teaches will help you transcend to a higher spiritual awareness. We don't have to succumb to temptation. We have free will. If you're tempted, it's because you allowed it. You don't have to go with the flow with temptation. You can fight it. But the choice is ultimately yours. This represents the past temptation. All right. Next, we have the present. We have movement, choices, and decisions. Movement, choices, and decisions. You have decisions to make about the temptations that come into your life. Either you're going to turn your back on it or you're going to embrace it. But let's read what movement, choices, and decisions has to say to you today. This card indicates a time of movement. Significant changes and choices must be made. With hard work, great effort, and determination, you have the ability to juggle all the demands that are in front of you, whether they concern money, business decisions, or other projects. It's important to stay flexible and focused. You do not have to do it alone. Reach out for the best advice and assistance. In addition, a financial union or partnership may present itself to you. The more time you take to make these vital decisions and choices, the longer it will be before you can move towards your goals in the physical material world. The changes that are emerging aren't some random acts or coincidences. They're all part of a positive and larger scheme. Notice the connections with everything, as this will enable you to avoid future problems and conflicts and temptations. So, in order to move forward, you need to make a choice or some type of decision. You may be feeling stuck. You may be rooted in pain instead of abundance. And let's see what your last card for the future says. And you have patience and planning. It takes patience to be able to plan something to be right and exact for your life. So, let's see what patience and planning has to say. Good things come to those who wait. This card signifies the qualities of patience and letting go of control. You should now pause, rest, assess, and rethink what's in front of you before continuing. You have decisions and choices to make right now. This card reminds you to reevaluate the goals that you're seeking, your finances, and even your relationships. Take the time to review each area one by one, for there's no rush when you're planning for a successful future. As you pause during this period, notice what has worked well for you in the past. Not what you or others believe to be true, but in actual positive experiences. While you're at this reflecting stage, you can stand back and plan how you're going to handle potentially difficult, complex decisions and situations that may arise in the future. So you need to make a decision about what you want to do with your life. We often make plans without thinking them through. And then yet and still, we're still stuck in the same place. We're not moving forward. But with patience and planning, things can go smoothly. Make a decision to fight off temptation. Temptation can lure you away from your abundance, which is rooted in you, but you may ignore it. You may not pay attention to the abundance in your life or the abundance that's trying to come into your life. But you do pay attention to this. You know what you want. You try to go after what you want. But being tempted is an act of the devil. He tempts us. He tempted Jesus 3 times. But anybody is susceptible to temptation. But to move forward, make a choice or decision. And have patience while planning for your future. Think things through. Don't be in a rush. Because that's where you make mistakes, when you're rushing. Abundance is there for you. It's up to you to accept it. Pay attention to what's around you. All right? And that is all I have for you, Libra. And I will see you next time. Peace.